and welcome to Cox Local Edition on CNN Headline News. I'm Catherine Falk with Cox Communications. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're so pleased to have the Superintendent of Fairfax County Public Schools, Jack Dale, with us today. So tell us the hottest issues, the budget?
Yeah, the budget is clearly the hot issue. We've been working on that for probably 2-3 months already, and we'll continue. I'll announce my budget in January, and then it'll start about a 3-month process. And it'll be some really difficult deliberations for the Board of Supervisors, trying to wrestle with what programs they feel they must maintain in the county, whether it be fire or police or libraries or especially the school system, because we're such a major portion of their budget. So that'll occupy a great deal of conversation, probably February, March, and April.
And so in the simplest terms, you put together a budget with the school board and the constituents and parents, and then the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors sort of makes the final decision.
Yeah, they have to react to that. We basically make a request of additional money or not, depending on circumstances. I will be asking for additional money, and because we cannot, from my perspective, afford to make the kind of cuts that are necessary, because I have uncontrollable expenses, and to mitigate those, I have to make huge cuts in some of our educational programs, and I don't think we want to go there. So that'll be that conversation. But anyway, I precipitated in January with a request, and then that starts a public hearing process with the school board and then the Board of Supervisors, and then ultimately back to the school board again once the Board of Supervisors makes their final allocation.
Great. I know another hot topic is the grading policy change you've made. Tell us what the change is and if that's affecting seniors right now applying to high school.
Yeah, it actually started to affect last year's seniors. So let me go back in history. When we looked at our grading policy, there were two things that we deemed we needed to change. One was the weights that we were giving honors, advanced placement, and international baccalaureate programs, and we instituted two of those, the advanced placement, international baccalaureate additional weights last year. So last year's seniors benefited from that. This fall we started weighting the honors classes. Any place where there's an option for kids to take a regular class or an honors class, it's basically a reward mechanism to take the honors class. They get an extra 0.5 bump in their GPA in that particular class. So those things we're changing this year. And then the last piece that was changed for this year as well is we have now 90 and above for an A, and gradations for A-, B+, B-, C+, and those are a little newer. We still have the same cutoff point for the F. So we have some more gradations in there on the grading scale. I don't think that'll have much of an impact on kids. I think the weights for honors, AP, and IB will have probably the biggest impact on they call it the 7th semester transcript that students use when they're applying to colleges right now.
Great. How is the flu affecting the school systems? Are you able to deal with the volume you're seeing?
Yeah, our normal absence rate, just kind of perspective here, our normal absence rate is about 4% of our kids are absent day in and day out. And we peaked about a week ago at 7.25%, and now it's dropping down a little bit. But in that 7.25%, we have some schools at 10 or 15 and some still at 4. So we have quite a range that is occurring in the schools. And I think we'll continue to see this cycling through as the swine flu or seasonal flu even hits a given school, and kids, are contagious and then transfer the disease or germ from one to another, and then that school will go through the cycle and come back to normal, and we'll probably see that. The question for Centers for Disease Control, as well as us in school system, is: are we going to see kind of continued cycles of these? Are we going to see peaks and valleys for another, 3, 4, 5 months? That's unknown.
And what's the best way for parents and community people to stay in touch with what's going on in the school system?
FCPS.edu, and from there we update that daily. We have hot links to all sorts of different information. For the swine flu, we have Center for Disease Control, so you can actually get from us to the Center for Disease Control, as well as all the things we're doing in the school system, our grading policies, everything's right there.
Great. Good luck to you, Jack Dale, Superintendent of Schools.
Thanks.
And thank you for joining us on Cox Local Edition on CNN Headline News. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and have a great day.